Nate Poole is a middle-aged musician with a streak of bad luck. He's a failed musician who barely manages to play in small clubs and bars. One night, after a performance, he argues with the club manager to get paid in full. He takes the money and puts it in the trunk of his car. Before he can leave, a mobster hits him so hard that Nate instantly passes out. The next day, he wakes up with the mobster driving his car at high speed. The mobster takes him to the middle of the desert and points a gun at him. Nate mentally prepares himself to die, but a miracle occurs. The mobster is shot by a group of Native Americans. They take the gun and the car keys but don't harm Nate. Helpless Nate, trapped in the middle of nowhere, begins to walk in search of help. After climbing a mountain, he sees a small carnival full of visitors. Nate goes down and asks an artist to lend him a phone. After paying him some money, the artist allows Nate to enter the tent to use the phone. The tent is full of other artists performing risky tricks like fire-eating and sword-swallowing. He's impressed watching them, but one performer in particular captures his attention. It's a dazzling woman inside a glass box. She thinks Nate is part of the audience and opens her wings. Nate believes the wings must be fake, but the woman's beauty makes him want to look closer. Frightened, the woman turns off the lights. Nate forgets about the phone and starts looking for an opportunity to see her again. Luckily, he finds her trailer and peeks through the window. The woman is still wearing the wings, and they look so real. Nate is more intrigued and keeps watching until the woman discovers him. Irritated, she tells him that the show is over and that Nate should leave. Nate apologizes for bothering her and introduces himself, explaining that he has been walking for hours and just wanted a place to sit and have a drink. When Nate mentions that he's a musician, the woman allows him to come in for a drink. Although she lives outside the United States, she speaks impeccable English, which fascinates Nate even more. He makes a joke asking if she's an angel, but the woman prefers to call herself a bird woman. She's tired of her work because the wings are heavy and hurt. Nate suggests she take them off, but instead of answering, she asks him to leave. Still, Nate offers to take her far away if she wants to escape the hard life of the circus. When Nate exits the trailer, he encounters the woman's boss and his bodyguards. The boss explains to Nate that the bird woman is not human, but a creature he found abandoned. Her wings are real. He named her Lily, gave her a home, and in return, she performs in the circus. The boss asks where else would a girl like her go. He assures that he's not exploiting her, just protecting her from the outside world. Nate, acknowledging the boss's efforts, apologizes and says he needs to return home. But the boss distrusts Nate's intentions, thinking he wants to take Lily away and doesn't want anyone to discover that her wings are real. Nate promises to keep the secret, but the boss still won't let him leave. Suddenly, Lily appears with a car and invites Nate to get in. After driving for a while, they stop at a gas station so Nate can call his friend Harriet. Harriet suspects that the kidnapper was one of Happy's henchmen, the crime boss. He has been chasing Nate since he secretly got involved with Happy's wife. Harriet advises Nate to run as far away as possible, but Nate has a plan and asks Harriet to arrange a meeting with Happy. After the call, Nate starts looking for Lily, who climbed to a high place to try flying. She has never attempted something like this before and is nervous. Nate borrows a camera from a stranger and takes a picture of Lily. She's happy, thinking Nate is admiring her natural beauty. They return to the car and head towards Nate's hometown. On the way, Lily asks how Nate ended up in the desert, but he avoids the question. Lily doesn't press to know more about him. She just needed his help to escape that confined life. They stop at a motel and rent a comfortable room. Lily goes to the balcony and starts looking at the ocean, something she had never seen before. Nate senses her desire and promises to take her to see the ocean up close and enjoy everything she missed. Nate dries her tears and asks her to relax. Lily gets emotional nods and takes off her coat and spreads her wings. Nate unintentionally stares at them and jokes, saying he'll never get used to that. Lily thinks Nate is calling her weird and angry, locks herself in the bathroom. After a relaxing bath, Lily joins Nate in bed. He apologizes again, but Lily is still hurt. The next morning, she wakes up early and leaves the motel. Nate panics and starts searching for her everywhere. The manager reveals that Lily made some calls and left in a car. Nate checks the call history and dials the same number. It belongs to a plastic surgeon. Lily must be planning to remove her wings. Nate cannot let that happen and rushes to the clinic. The doctor is already examining Lily's wings, but Nate orders him to step away. Lily wants surgery to be normal like other girls. Nate asks her to stop, saying that she is special and more precious than any other girl in the world. After warning the doctor to keep this a secret, Nate leaves the clinic with Lily. He calls Harriet again and tells her his plan. He's going to bring Happy to see Lily and convince him to spare his life. Harriet fears that Lily might be in danger, but Nate believes that Happy adores unique things and surely will adore Lily. She will have a life that Nate could never provide her. Harriet remains reluctant, but Nate promises never to let Happy get close to Lily. He will only allow Happy to see her from afar, and in exchange, he will try to get enough money to leave the country. Harriet finally agrees with the plan and arranges a meeting with Happy. Nate begins by apologizing, admitting that he had no idea the girl he was involved with had any relationship with Happy. In response, Happy states that he has no wife because he already got rid of her. Now the game has changed for Nate. Showing a photo of Lily, Nate explains that she is real, a true rarity of nature. In exchange for Lily, Nate proposes that Happy spare his life and also give him 20% of Lily's value. Happy prefers to finish off Nate right there and take Lily, but Nate refuses to say where she is. Happy then orders his henchmen to use violence to obtain that information from Nate, but he lies, saying he has no idea of Lily's whereabouts. According to Nate, she is under the protection of another person, someone with connections in the police and among detectives. If anything happens to Nate, Happy could be investigated for homicide, while Lily will disappear forever. If Happy really wants Lily, he will have to accept Nate's conditions. Nate also suggests that Happy could earn quite a bit of money exhibiting Lily. Reluctantly, Happy accepts the deal but insists on seeing Lily before making a final decision. Nate agrees and arranges another meeting at the Opera House the following morning. Nate took Lily to the Opera House and parked backstage. For Lily, all of this was a mystery, thinking that Nate just wanted to show her the incredible view of the place. She commented on Nate's old photos in magazines, which made him remember his days of fame. He even had some fame, but hated all the fuss and problems that came with it, which is why he chose to return to a simpler life. Lily was glad for that decision, saying that maybe they would never have met otherwise. While they were talking, Happy appeared at the Opera House. After some waiting time, a girl handed Happy a message and a pair of binoculars. He followed the instructions and put on the binoculars. Suddenly, the stage opened towards the garden, revealing Lily's magnificent wings. At that very moment, Happy ordered his henchmen to capture Nate and bring Lily, but they had already escaped. Nate felt bad for having deceived Lily and decided to do something special for her. He encouraged her to put on the prettiest dress she had and took her to a special place in the theater. He showed her a beautiful painting of the ocean. It was a gift until Nate could take her to the real ocean. Lily thought Nate was very romantic and asked if he had ever been married. Nate remembered his wife, whom he loved deeply, but with whom he was not destined to stay. Lily didn't want to know more about his love past and asked Nate to play the trumpet. Although it had been a long time since he played, Nate decided to play a nice song to make Lily happy. She was really impressed and said that what mattered to her was the caring man by her side. It didn't matter if the ocean was real or not. Nate also started falling in love with Lily and invited her to dance, ending with a passionate kiss. After returning to the motel, Nate told Lily that he loved his wife very much, but felt guilty for not having done enough to save her when she drifted away. Lily consoled him, and they fell asleep together. In the middle of the night, Nate was awakened by Happy and his men. He revealed the deal to Lily, who was devastated to discover the truth. She trusted Nate completely and was even falling in love with him, but now she felt betrayed. Lily agreed to go with Happy as long as he spared Nate's life. Even so, they beat him but didn't kill him. After they left, Harriet arrived immediately to help Nate. He deeply regretted putting Lily's life in danger and was determined to bring her back, no matter the cost. Meanwhile, Harriet disguises herself as a champagne seller and manages to enter Happy's mansion without raising suspicions. Nate, for his part, sneaks into the living room where he finds Lily watching a movie with Happy. Nate asks Lily to leave with him, convinced that they are destined to be together. However, Lily seems resigned to her fate and prefers to stay with Happy. Nate keeps pleading, but Lily responds coldly, saying she no longer cares. Nate's heart breaks, and he leaves desolate. What Nate doesn't know is that Lily is acting this way only to protect him. She made a deal with Happy. As long as she stays with him, Nate will be safe. This is how the love story of the two ends sadly. Meanwhile, Nate finds himself lost and unable to play music. He tries to get another job, but no one wants to hire someone without experience. One night, he meets an old friend who is moved by his financial situation. This friend is a musician and is about to perform at a party in the museum. He invites Nate to accompany him, arguing that the payment for the performance would be enough to feed him for at least a week. Nate accepts the offer and promises to be there at the indicated time. Meanwhile, Lily is trying to adapt to her new lifestyle with Happy. He treats her very well and shares his most intimate secrets. He reveals that his real name is not Happy but Michael. In his childhood, he was an angry boy who always frowned. His father started calling him Happy as a joke, and the nickname stuck. However, Michael always hated that name until now because since he found Lily, he really feels happy. To prove his feelings, he gives Lily a dazzling diamond necklace, but she resists accepting it. Michael insists, saying that soon she will also learn to be happy. He takes her to grand, luxurious parties, but Lily doesn't feel comfortable at them. Meanwhile, Nate performs at the same party and tries to approach Lily, but she continues to ignore him and returns to Michael's arms. Nate's heart breaks again, but he tries to keep his composure. He tried everything, but the pain wouldn't pass. So he started drinking and using drugs. He lost control and saw Lily everywhere. Desperate, he took a random girl to his house. At first, she seemed normal, but then she injected him with something. She was from the same circus where Lily worked, following Nate on the boss's orders. Meanwhile, the circus boss discovered where Happy lived and invaded his house. He found Lily and wanted to take her back to her true home. After all, it was he who found her and raised her. Lily tried to refuse, but he wouldn't listen. Suddenly, Happy arrived and shot the boss, who died right there. They climb the stairs and reach the roof. Although Nate has locked the door, Happy's guards are about to break it down. There's only one way to escape this situation. Lily needs to fly. Nate keeps encouraging her, but she is very afraid. She opens her wings, but her body seems so heavy. Lily apologizes to Nate and mentally prepares to be captured by Happy again. However, Nate can't give up so easily. He finally tells Lily that he loves her more than anything in the world. Before Lily can respond, Nate walks to the edge of the building and jumps. Lily forgets her fear and jumps to save Nate. Her wings glide in the wind, and she begins to fly. The whole city watches them in shock as Lily and Nate continue flying in search of a new home. No one can stop them now. After some time, they arrive at the desert where Nate was taken. Suddenly, he realizes that his own body is dead on the ground. He was never saved. The kidnapper killed him right there. Everything that happened after that was just the dream of a dying man. Still, Nate smiles and looks at Lily, who must be an angel who will take him to heaven. Please subscribe for more videos.